Record. Okay, so I have given you multiple things to discuss. For one of the thing is unattended bot automation. Let's take it at the end of the meeting because that will kill our time. Other than that, what else do we need to discuss?
If you don't mind, I have some questions.
Go
See,
ahead.
how can we run more than two processes in single bot machine?
Okay,
Is it possible?
hold on. So ask one question at a time. So if we are using the latest versions of UiPath 2020 or 2021, bot provides a unattended bot provides a background process automation execution. So using that, what you can do, there can be multiple background bots. For example, I can run 1,000 to 2,000 background bots, but there can be one foreground bot. So background bot cannot have any UI interaction. For example, you just need to make an API call and to get some data. You can get some data, but for that you don't require a UI, right? And even to
Right.
write in Excel, you don't require a UI. So such kind of background activities can be performed and multiple processes can be executed at a single instance. And while saying that, there can be only one attended or UI based automation. It cannot be attended. It can be UI based automation that can happen. But you can have any number of unattended and background process.
Okay. Second question is, see, I have two processes. One dispatcher runs every day at 12 a.m. and 1 a.m. performers should get started in the resource machine. I have configured two processes on same bot, but unfortunately, dispatcher is taking longer time. That means it's supposed to execute. It's supposed to start execution at 12 a.m. and it's supposed to start at 1 a.m. But it is not stopping. It's taking time. At 1 p.m., second process supposed to get triggered. So we have scheduled it. What will happen?
Okay.
Whether
So in the scheduler itself, you have an option called stop after. Just check it out. If you are using the time trigger, then stop after 1 o'clock or something like that. You will have just go ahead and check it back. The second option is when you are using a dispatcher, you should also tell that why dispatcher should run for more than 4 hours or 5 hours. Normally, a dispatcher is used to just start the data to orchestrator. Okay.
they say
Hmm.
we have lot of data. I mean, Excel data is very used. We are using
Exactly.
add item only. Right.
Exactly. So you can just go ahead and add, like for every each and every execution or when you're adding the data, every time you want to check, you can check on the time. If the time is below 12, then you can continue, or else you can raise a stop request as well directly from the bot. You can configure it directly in the code.
Okay. If it is reaching the time, it has to stop automatically.
Exactly. No, don't add any more transaction items. But it's there in the orchestrator. Just go ahead and check if there is like if you added a time trigger at 9 o'clock, it says like stop the trigger after or stop the job after 4 hours or 12 o'clock. There should be some trigger like that. Just go ahead and watch it.
Okay, sure.
Okay, how many of you are attending the interviews? See, attending interviews is the best part of this training. You need to continuously attend the interviews, all the interviews.
One more question. See, we have this floating robot and this standard robot concept. So, difference between floating robot and standard robot, and how many devices, how many missions we can add under one floating robot?
Okay, so floating robot and standard robots work like this. For example, there is a machine template. So in that machine template, what you will give is you will assign all the robots. So whichever robot, but there is only one license or one bot license, and there are 3 to 4 floating robots. Okay, so you mean to say 3 to 4 robots? It's not floating robots, or there are two licenses. Now, whenever a machine is busy, the other machine gets to take the license as well as the execution part. So that is the floating robot. The floating robot, in the sense, assignment of the license will not be fixed to one machine. It will be dependent on the machine template that we are creating. The second one, how many can we create? Say that you haven't done, but in my organization, there were 10 to 15 robots that are using floating robots. And there are 2 bot licenses that actually takes place. Take this up.
Okay.
Or you can also say there are 10 licenses, and depending upon which bot is empty, bot will take, or the particular user execution will take the license and it will execute.
Okay.
Standard
Still
robot.
clear.
Simple thing. Unattended mode. See, floating robot can be, for example, there are 30 members here, right? In the 20 members in our training.
Okay, 20 members are there. 20 machines.
Yes, 20 machines. But 20 members, morning shift, 10 members will work, evening shift, 10 members will work. Okay. In normal scenario or in standard machine, what will happen is there will be only one license for each and every robot.
Okay.
That's a normal scenario. Now, when you are having such scenario, then you need to purchase 20 licenses. But what floating robot does is you will purchase only 10 license. But if you log in the morning and there is the same license is allocated to some person in the evening, both can utilize the same license and it can be floated over to different machines.
Okay, when one machine is offline, no, it can be another machine can use it, consume it.
Correct.
Like that.
Correct. But unattended mode bots cannot be a floating bots, at least what I understand. Okay, you can say unattended because you are giving username and password, and you are giving license, you are giving machine key, everything you are giving, right?
Yes.
Unattended bots. So for that reason, it can be a standard robot.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so got it.
Go ahead, ask your questions, please. No questions? Okay.
Muthu, one of my friend attended interview
Uh-huh.
in Mindtree.
Okay.
She's getting questions like, right, this find out prime number,
Okay.
find out prime number, and create some this star. First one star will come in second line 2 stars,
Yeah.
third line 3 stars.
Yes.
These questions they're asking.
So she's going as a fresher or 1 year experienced person?
She is 3 years experienced, but in Mindtree they're asking like this.
They're checking if they have the coding knowledge or not. Leave about it. We cannot talk on that. If you want, you can practice.
Yeah, Vajrang, I have one question.
Tell me, Vijaya.
Actually, while attending interviews, is there any difference in the way the interviewer asks questions from junior RPA developer to senior RPA developer?
Yes,
Uh,
they will.
Yeah, actually, earlier I have attended our senior RPA developer positions. Recently, I got 2 requirements, and next week I may be getting interviews for slots for that. So I just want to know how it will be.
Junior developer questions
Yeah.
will be more on activities like how to write an if else condition, how to write a for loop, how to write a log message, types of logs. There are multiple types like error, warning, trace, info. So what is the difference? Which one takes the precedence? For example, in a log, you triggered or you kept a log for info, but in the robot, you set the log for errors. So will the log be added up in the orchestrator or not? What is the answer?
Yeah, in orchestrator it will be added, but it will display some kind of error message. I'm guessing. I do not know exact
No.
answer for
So
this.
what? How UiPath and orchestrator will work is with respect to with respect to logs. So whenever it throws a log, it will check which type of log it is. So orchestrator clearly says that I will accept only error logs or warning logs. So anything below that. So the precedence takes like this: trace, info, warning, error, and fatal. So anything above if warning is what it will take. Warning, error, and fatal. So below that, it will just ignore. It will not add up in the orchestrator logs.
Can you come again this point, Vajrang? I missed something.
Okay.
Last line, just last line.
Share your screen and open orchestrator or UiPath.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Vijay shares a screen. Question, I have one more question. See, we use retry scope activity. In the retry scope, we provide some condition. What will happen if you are not providing any condition in retry scope activity?
Yeah, if there is any error, it will check. If there is any error, it will retry. Or if there is no error, since there is no condition to check, it will just go. See, retry scope condition is okay if the particular execution is completed, but you still need to check for one of the variable, like whether that is correct or not. If you don't
Will it retry 3 times, or it will just to execute only 1 time? Because we give how many times it has to retry and how,
yes,
in how duration. How long duration.
What retry does? If there is any exception, then it should retry. Okay.
Retry scope.
Yeah, retry scope. If there is any exception inside that activities, whatever retry scope you have inside that activities, if you have any exception, it will retry. If we give it 3 times or 20 times, it will execute for 20 times. But there can be some conditions like the retry scope, the functions are correct, like all the executions are correct, but the data that we got is wrong. For example, we need to get the text and the text is empty. The page did not load.
Okay.
So will it throw an exception? No, it will just give you a blank message. Okay, so in the condition, you can check whether the message is blank or not. If the message is blank, you can go ahead and retry to skip the title or get the text after 1 second or 2 seconds delay.
Okay, how many times we want? Those many times we can.
Yeah, after completion, if you want to check for any data, then you can use retry scope. With condition, if you don't give any condition, it will check only for system exception or any kind of activity error. For example, if you need to get a item from a image, in a text field, but the text field is not present. So at that time, it will throw an error, right?
Yes, you're right.
So instead of checking, if there is no condition, it will retry only for 3 times. It will wait for the 3rd time as well, and it will throw error finally. Okay, go to logs, please. Automations and then logs. Logs, LOGS. Come on, if I say something, if you wonder where exactly it is, then it will be problematic. Okay, on the top there is process, jobs, triggers, logs. Click there. Be familiar with UiPath. Okay, see, click on filters. Yeah, level. No, filter level. Level trace, it's there, right? Click that.
This one, yeah.
Yes. So if you see here, first one is trace, second one is info, third one is warning, fourth one is error, the fifth one is fatal. So in the robot, you added a info, but here if you select only warning, will that come here?
No.
Because in the robot, you're in the orchestrator, you're accepting only warning and above items, warning, error, and fatal. Okay. If you have given fatal, only fatal messages will come, nothing else. But if you're giving trace or info, everything will come.
Okay.
So what is the difference between trace and info? When you execute the process, you can see like activity started, activity ended. Sequence started, sequence ended. If condition started, if condition ended. These messages you see, right?
Yes.
All these messages are trace messages. Any log message that you write, like login successful, login failed, even in RE framework, we have working with transaction number. All this you are writing with a separate log activity.
Yeah.
Okay, this is a correct or this is the way how you can get the value. For logs, you cannot add trace logs, or you can add trace logs, but normally we don't add trace logs in code.
Excuse
Excused. Any other questions, please?
me. No worries.
Yeah. What is the difference between flowchart decision and flowchart?
Flowchart decision and flowchart, or flowchart decision box, or if else decision.
No, actually, he's asking about flow decision, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Difference
sorry, flow
between
decision.
flow decision and
flow decision is a pictorial representation to mention an if condition inside flowchart. Simple. Like instead of writing an if
Flowchart is
condition, instead of writing an if else condition. So if you open UiPath, go to UiPath and open a flow, open a item or open a flow. Go to UiPath Studio, please.
Okay, I'm mentioning here first. If anybody already opened and have the UiPath, please share your screen.
I think none of them have.
Okay.
Everyone are in sleepy mood now.
I have what's wrong?
This question, like we can ask, like, what is difference between flow decision and flow switch? Then I think
The question is, if decision is like flow decision and flow decision will take only yes or no conditions. Flow switch
right.
Flow switch, we have multiple options. Like switch case, we can have multiple branching. We can make as many decisions as possible.
Correct. Thanks, Rohan.
One more is difference between image automation and Citrix. What is the difference between image and Citrix recording?
Okay, so image. So if there is UiPath, I need UiPath. Please open UiPath, someone.
Yeah, can you share?
I'm sharing.
Yes, ma'am.
And make it quick. We have only 30 more minutes, and I need to answer all your questions. Lakshmipati, admit. Okay, now go to home. Home. Who shared the screen? I thought Mahesh will be sharing.
Mahesh, yeah.
But no, Vijay is sharing her screen.
Okay, shall I stop?
No, wait. So there is recording, right? Click on recording. Recording. Yeah. So here you have native Citrix, image automation, web automation, anything. Okay, wait. Click on native Citrix, please. Just understand, web automation will not work on desktop automation, right? Web automation will work only on web activities or websites or web browsers. Is it correct?
Yes, you are right.
In the same way, Citrix automation will work only on the Citrix application. Okay. So to add,
like we need to make open Google, then we need to run the Citrix activities.
No. Not open Google. Citrix applications are separate
Citrix
installation
environment.
files. Yeah, you need to like a remote desktop. Just a second. Like remote desktop, these Citrix environments are also remote desktops, but they will be inside a Citrix environment or Citrix application. So for this to be executed, click on home, please. Home.
Click on home. Vijay. Move to home section, top right.
I think she's not.
It's not easy.
Her machine was stuck.
Okay. Mahesh, can you share your screen?
I can share my screen.
Yeah, please make it faster.
Sharing my screen. So this is my UiPath Studio. I opened blank screen.
Okay.
I can click on
Home.
tools.
Okay. Tools.
So
Yeah.
Citrix.
Yeah. So here, if you see here, UiPath extensions are all the Citrix environments. Like there is Excel add-in, could not find Citrix. So you need to have Citrix installed in your machine to add this add-on. And this should be added up in the server, not in your machine.
On Citrix server, no? That Citrix
Server, you need to add
software.
so that you can get the elements. Like Citrix elements can be transferred to UiPath.
Citrix server means the server will be somewhere, no? We just access from Google Chrome. I mean, we load that URL.
So
then
not
that
Google
environment
Chrome.
will open.
So whenever you open a Citrix, if you are using Google Chrome, that's fine. But normally what will happen is it will download a runtime for you and it will run.
Yes, correct. You are right.
Okay, so that runtime is what it is actually, but that add-on should be added in the server, like whichever machine is sending you the data, that machine should be added up with the add-on. Only then you can access elements. If you click on image, click on close, please. Yeah. Image, recording, image.
Yes.
Now, if you select
Yeah,
something, click image or anything, click on that and select anything, that's fine. Yeah, hit on OK.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Save and exit.
If we created the sequence file.
Yeah, check on the image. Check on image activity. Click image activity. Check with properties.
Yep, I just clicked.
So there are no. Is there any selector?
Actually, no selector here. Only image is there.
Open target. You can see it. Open target.
Target, yeah.
Okay.
Selector is not there.
There are no selectors, but there is only profile and the image. So it is actually using an image to find an image to click.
Yes.
Okay.
Dot basic.
That you can ignore.
That image also converted as selector, no? After this.
Image. It's a selector or it's a image selector. It's not a text selector. Okay. Citrix environments can also be automated, but just say that Citrix automation need to have add-on to be added to our server. So once the server has a Citrix add-on, then we will be able to fetch items like a regular desktop application, or at least like it will have a remote desktop selector or a Citrix selector separately to find identify the items.
Okay. Add-on should be added in the Citrix server. Then only we can access the Citrix mission and perform activities.
Like if you want to perform activities, then that way should be taken. Or if you are using any image-based activity, then it doesn't require a Citrix automation. You can just use send hotkeys. There is image automation. How to do image automation course in UiPath. Just go ahead and watch it. It's easy. So whatever whenever I say to learn something, go to UiPath Academy. That is easier than all our YouTube videos or anything. Our videos will help you if you understand the concept, and if you come back to gain more knowledge, then it will be helpful.
Okay. Yeah, I'm good.
Okay. Okay, I have given you some interview questions, right? Earlier.
Vajran, one more thing.
Yeah,
one more
Vajran.
thing. Sorry.
I have one question. Siddha, please stop. I want to ask them.
I'll ask only one
Okay,
question.
do one thing. Everyone ask your questions in the chat. I will answer everything. Make it quick. Yeah, Vijay, go. Sorry, Pallavi, go.
So I have solved 4 questions. So I am stucking with the array one. I'm not able to join, or I'm not able to do that.
Can you send me
array
the,
one.
can you send me the questions or add it in the text file inside the Teams? I don't have
Yeah.
WhatsApp access, so
Yes, yes.
anyone
Right
can.
now I'm doing that.
You can just do that, and I will check.
We are using our laptop as a workstation and virtual in this robot now. Can we use the same machine as standard mission and floating mission? I mean, can we execute unattended sessions and attended sessions? Not
Yeah.
at the same time. Can we make it use?
Yes, yes. You can do that.
Okay, at the same time, we can add it to unattended and attended. also.
Yes, both you can do, but only one will execute.
Okay. Either one. Okay.
Exactly how many licenses will be there in Orchestrator in terms of unattended and attended licenses?
As
Like,
many, many you buy.
by default, like we have like 2 unattended and 2 attended license, or 1 attended, 3 attended license. So what will be the exact figure?
As a
Usually
developer,
interviewer asks.
as a developer, why you should know that? It's a requirement of project lead and service solution architect who gives the licenses for you. Why are you bothered?
We don't know, Vajrang. Actually, sometimes they'll be asking, tell me about your licenses, what kind of licenses you are using,
Okay.
how
So
many
when they ask you
licenses are
about
allocated.
licenses, they are asking you, like how will you allocate an unattended license, and do you have any attended bots or attended licenses? So these questions they are asking. Don't get confused. Like, should I check with if they bought 10 licenses or 15 licenses? As a developer, why you should worry? If you have a license, you can go ahead and work on the license, right?
Yes.
Okay, to answer your question on how to add the licenses, check in the robot, check with the machine key in the orchestrator, create a machine key. And once the machine key is available, assign the machine to UiPath or robot. Okay, so this particular, I asked you to add everything in the text file. So Pallavi, just add all the questions in the text file. Let's create, we have 30 more minutes. Let's create flow charts and as well as solution design documents for all the interview questions. Like treat every
Okay.
project as a separate, every question as a separate interview project.
Okay, so should I put all the questions in a notepad?
Yes, please.
One notepad?
Yes.
Okay.
You
Just
can
give
click
a
on
minute.
new. There is one note, right? In the Teams 4, I'm sharing my screen.
If you give me a minute, I will do.
Add that in interview questions page, interview
Yes,
questions
yes.
section. See,
And I am having that
Hmm.
problem in JSON file also. No.
JSON file is not coming properly. So there are questions. Okay, let me share my screen. I can tell you, or I can answer those questions as well for you. On exception in process, where it handled, how it handled, or how status of transaction is changed. Okay, so see, idealize or remember the flow of RE framework. In RE framework, in process state, there will be try catch block. In try block, there will be add process or execute process workflow. In the exception, you have or in the final state, you have set transaction status. Okay, so any kind of exception will be handled in the set transaction status. Now, how the status will be changed? If there is system exception, it will check for retry. If it is a business rule exception, it will check depending on the business rules. And if it is success, then it will just set the transaction to success. So in all the three, we have set transaction status, and depending upon the flow that we are going, or depending upon the execution that we are taking, it will change. Explain about states in RE framework. I want someone else to answer this. If I answer this now, then what is the use that I have given you training for these many days? Sushant.
Yes, Vajra.
What are the states in RE framework?
So there are 4 states: initial, process, end state, and second state is we will fetch the
Get transaction.
items.
Get transaction.
Get transaction.
Okay. What are the uses?
So in initial state, the machines will no, not the machines. They will have the initialization of items, and the next state get transaction will get each item only once, and this will give that item to process state, where some conditions like business exceptions and the code for that will be executed in process. And if there is an exception in initial state, then then the process will not run. And if the item is available based on the condition, the process stage will process it, and it will give the control to get transaction state.
Okay. So when will end process be executed?
When all the items get processed.
Okay. How many transactions does an end process have? How many times or how many ways it can come to end process?
So, for example, if there is an exception, like business exception, it will come to end state.
Wrong answer.
And if
wrong answer.
Oh.
Can anyone else answer that, please?
Yeah, n plus one stress items.
What is the answer?
I mean, how many times you have asked, right? That get transaction data to go to the end process.
No,
so
no.
It will
how many ways can it go to end process state?
Yeah, it is 3 ways. In the init state itself, if any initialization error occur, it will go to end process state. Okay. And if after successful completion of processing of the entire transaction items, if there is no data, then it will go to end process state.
So there are 2 ways, one from the init state and the second one from the get transaction state.
Yes.
So other than these 2 states, it doesn't have any other interactions. Okay. So from end process, can it go to any different state? Like, can we add a transaction to any different state after end process?
We cannot add according to state mission.
Exactly. And why is it so?
Because that's the final state.
Yeah, that's the final state, and it doesn't allow any transition lines from end process state. Good. Thank you so much, Sushant.
We have 7 transitions, 7 transitions in RE framework and 10 global variables.
11 global variables.
Hey, leave about it, yeah. Whatever global variables that are, what the bullshit questions they are asking you.
They're asking
if they are asked
sometimes
you, yeah.
Yeah, sometimes they'll ask what are the 11 global variables in RE framework also, Vajrang. Nowadays, people are asking so many different questions.
Then ask back saying that, okay, tell me all the variables or all the data types that are available in UiPath. Then I will answer this question. What is the bullshit questions that they are asking? So if they are saying that there are 11 global variables, say we have transaction data, transaction item, transaction number, log 1 message, log 2 message. How many I have completed? You can take the remaining items. Okay. So how?
Sure.
What is done in the first run of init state? So in the first run of init state, what is done? Please answer. Let me pick someone. Glory. You know what I will do if you don't answer or if you don't unmute and talk. Please don't make me do that.
Don't make me do that.
Yes.
Yeah, in the init state, we'll read all the configuration
First
files.
run.
Hmm?
First run. In the init state, first run, what will we do?
In the init state, first run, we'll read the configuration files.
Okay.
We will set the system error as nothing, and configuration files will be read
Okay.
from init all settings file, and we'll kill all the process which are there, and any applications has to be initiated. We'll initiate the applications.
Application initialization will not take place in first run. Okay. So application initialization will not take in first run. The reason is if there is any system exception, we need to reinitialize all the applications, right?
Yes.
And if we add it in first run, then it will only initialize once. If there is any system exception, it will not initialize. So it should be outside the first run. Just go ahead and check back that loop. But answer is correct. Few errors or few specifics you are missing, please check. And why first run is available. So if there is no configurations available, then we need to first set the configurations. And we don't require or we do not require the configurations to be set on every system exception or business rule exception. We have all the details. We'll get all the details only once, and those details will not change. If we are having the changing details, then we need to add them in the assets. Understood?
Yeah.
Thank you. Next question. This is getting exciting. What OCR engine? What is it used for? Okay, let's see if someone can answer this. OCR engine, Akash. Tick 1, tick 2.
I'm not familiar with OCR.
Okay, pick someone who can answer that.
Yeah, this is Mahesh here.
Mahesh, tell me.
So OCR engine, it will be used to select the picture, select the element from the images.
What is the full form of OCR?
OCR, optimistic.
Come on, guys.
Optimistic characteristic. Optimistic characteristic.
Optical character recognition, OCR.
Yeah.
Okay, so optical character recognition is having a character and digitally recognizing that this is the character. If you have having C, instead of understanding it as O, we need to understand it as C. How the code is written? The code is written in the code blocks of Microsoft OCR or Tesseract OCR. The activities are already written. You can use them. If you are having APIs or if you have already purchased APIs for them, then you can make a API calls for the Google Cloud. Okay. Still, the answer still stays. Continue, please, Mahesh.
No, that is what I know.
Okay. See, OCR treats everything as an image. In the image, for example, if there is a screen, even though you see some items, it will treat that as an image and it will try to extract characters from that particular text. Okay.
Okay.
How many types of OCR are there?
There are many types. One is Microsoft OCR, Google Tesseract OCR, Google Cloud Vision OCR, UiPath Document OCR, UiPath Screen OCR, and Abby OCR.
So by default we have three. UiPath OCR is the latest one that came up after 2021. Before that we have only AB OCR, not AB. We have AB, but we need to send the API keys. We have Tesseract and Microsoft OCR as the default OCRs. Okay, what factors to be considered to decide which automation tool is best to use? So just say that depending upon the different available licenses that we have, we will pick it. But if you want me to choose, since I am very good with UiPath, I will pick that up. Just say that, because this bloody question doesn't belong to a developer, or at least for a 1 year or 2 years experience developer. If he is having like complete Automation Anywhere experience, UiPath experience, and Blue Prism, asking this question is valid. And if they ask you, just say that I have good experience with UiPath, I will go with UiPath. But the actual answer is, see, Automation Anywhere have different licensing models. Blue Prism have different licensing models and all. UiPath provides us an orchestrator. In the same way, Automation Anywhere and Blue Prism provides a control room. Okay, and if there is any any activities that we need to create, for example, in UiPath, we have custom activities that we can build, and the same thing can be built with the Java in Automation Anywhere. But that cannot be done in Blue Prism. So whatever activities you have in Blue Prism, you may need to use them. And the pictorial, the way how we automate with Blue Prism is a bit tricky and difficult to understand, if you ask me, because I have tried it and I was able to work only with right line activity or log message. Other than that, I didn't go any further. So these conditions, you can say that I'm comfortable with UiPath and I'm working. But if you are using some other alternative tool, I'm ready to learn. Okay, because if we have a tool, anything, I believe that any tool can be used to automate. We need to work on tool agnostic, I'm a tool agnostic developer. What factors to be considered to decide which automation tool you use? Okay. Write a short code in UiPath where user is asked to input date and robot opens a travel browser, automatically hover through the date. Okay, do this. Continue on error activity. There is no continue on error activity. There is a continue on error property for each and every activity. Okay, so what this will do is, let's assume that you are checking for an image. That image may or may not be available, or you're checking for an element. That element may or may not be available. So if you have click on that activity, and if the activity is not, or if the particular set is not available, it will throw an error stating that element not exist. So if you still want to continue without throwing an error, then you can just make it as true, and this will continue. Can we edit a value of variable in debug mode? Yes, you can do that in the locals panel. Difference between send window messages and stimulate type. Old question, but still I'll try to explain. Send window messages will be like a API call. Okay, or it will send a message, but it will not wait for that message to execute. Okay, but stimulate type will wait for that particular message to execute, and it will make sure that it will execute only in that particular window. For example, there is a notepad. There are 3 notepads. Send window messages, when we started typing, it will start in one of the notepad. If you click on, or if you take the focus on different notepad, it will continue with the next notepad. But stimulate click will only work with one notepad till the end. And send window messages will help you to send hotkeys from background. Stimulate click or stimulate type will not allow hotkeys to be sent. Just see the differences online. There are 2 more. How GitHub is useful and how UiPath is related to GitHub. So I want someone else to answer this. We are working too much on the GitHub. I want Venki to answer. Venki, go ahead.
Yeah, so GitHub is mainly for the code collaboration purpose among all the team members, and also check we can do the pull request and the merging of the code. Like in the if you see in the organization level, so where we can access to all the code and we can run from only one, multiple missions at a time using this one and in collaboration with the UAE path, I feel.
Okay, just say GitHub is a repo management service where we store our code, and which we also use GitHub to raise bugs and clear issues. So we can assign tasks. Okay, don't need to say anything else. How can you handle if multiple business exceptions? How to handle if you have multiple business exceptions with throw? So if there is a business exception, then it should go to set transaction status directly. But if you have multiple business exceptions, then you need to add multiple throws with new business rule exception in the throw block. If you just add new exception in the throw, then it will throw system exception. If you add new business rule exception, then it will add new business rule message, or new business rule exception it will throw. Difference between into and set text. Type into will actually click it. Set text will set the text from the background, or it will set it from the if you see in the website, there is input field, right? In the input field, it will actually create a text property and it will set it. Similarly in UI automation. What was the first step you get when you got production issues? How will you handle? First step you do, find why there is an error. Next step, go to logs and check it. See the execution of that particular transaction item, where that exception occurred. And depending upon the logs, if the login is completed, but if the navigation is failed, then the failure is because the page might not have been loaded, and we don't have any further items. So this is one way to do it. And the next one, if you're not able to find exception in the log message, you need to check with open the server or open executor in the remote desktop. Check with the logs or check with any screenshots you have. But normally when there is an exception, we configure our robot to send any screenshot with the current state of this particular item or particular machine. Okay. Can you provide detail on Oracle Labs automation? How is it automated? I don't know because I haven't worked on it. Literally. Okay. Stopping the screen share. We have 8 more minutes. I've asked you to share your screen with interview questions on. Have you updated the interview questions? Any chance?
Question I have to update. Question I will update. I'll update soon.
Please, please.
Vajram, sorry. So what about that interview question?
Which one?
That you have given us.
That's what I'm asking you, right? Coding interview is what I have placed in the Teams channel. Just add, one of you added all the interview questions.
Yeah, I have added already.
Where you have added? I don't see that.
The files block in the file section.
Okay, got it, got it.
Ajita. Yeah, interview.
Ajita. Okay, let me share my screen again.
Yeah.
Download.
No, not that one actually. Yeah. Yeah.
This is the one, right?
Ajita will, yeah. I also did that, so.
I opened Ajita's file.
Yeah.
Now see here. Here you might be having where you will have error. Here you don't have error, and you need to pick item from here. Like you need to remove all these numbers, and you need to pick it from this bracket to this bracket. Then you will.
Yeah, I did that.
Okay, just use JSON lint. So there is a URL called JSON lint. So in this JSON lint, you can see if the JSON is valid or not.
Okay.
So here you have, copy this, and if you paste, see, Got it. Valid JSON. So it is throwing errors. So as soon as you remove all the errors, so even space, it will.
If I'm taking this first block, the first employee to the last name, where is the prince ended.
So see
So
here.
if I'm taking that
Employee-
one block,
this one block.
yeah, so it's not throwing me error. But if I am taking the whole block, the whole code, then that time I am having that error.
See, there is an error with this double quotes. In front
Yeah,
of it.
I did that also. I removed that code on numbers.
So
Still I'm having.
this is valid JSON. Now this will work.
Okay. JSON LinkedIn.
I'm adding that in the chat. Just go ahead and see.
Yes.
Okay. Now what is
And
the
that array one. Array.
array? So array this one, array 2 is this. Your output array must be this one. So it is asking you to join two arrays and write it into single. Nice.
I'm able to do ascending order, but not able to join that two arrays.
Okay. Did you check online how to join or how to combine two arrays?
Yeah, I did check on forum, but I didn't get expected anything.
So forum will not give you the correct answer. UiPath, don't go with forum. See here is what you can get it with VB.
What did you search?
Combine arrays in VB.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. We check that this in this
So
way
dim
also.
array, new integer array, this is two array, and merge for each item 0 to 9. We have this one. So the merged array is this. This is one way. I think there are multiple other ways as well. Instead of using for loop, you can just merge two different lists, or you can also convert a list to array to list.
Yeah, yeah, that's why I did that. I converted into, I'm adding continuously that error data into the list, and I am putting into the ascending order with the help of invoke method.
And also you can do merge two lists.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
But I don't know how to merge two arrays. Yeah, I am curious about that. So I want to know how.
The list A is this, list B is this. How to merge these two lists, new list with all the data. There is no add range. Your collection distinct.toList. So this will give you all the distinct items. But if you want to remove 0, you can just remove 0. You want me to do this in next 2 minutes? Let's do it.
Yes, yeah, please.
Someone please share the screen. I don't have UiPath.
Yeah. Vijay, do you have your open? Mahesh?
Make it quick, make it quick.
Mahesh, can you open your laptop?
Yeah.
అదే ఏం చేసుకుంటున్నారు మీరు అంతా అసలు UiPath కూడా ఇన్స్టాల్ చేసుకుంటున్నాం.
మేము ఓపెన్ ఉంది మాది కానీ నెట్వర్క్ ఫీచర్ వల్ల అది ఓపెన్ కాదు. సో
ఓకే.
You don't have that much time, so I'm requesting others.
Mahesh, please, sir.
By the way, I'm buying a new laptop in this offer. They're having offer, right? No?
Yeah, MacBook Pro latest version is throwing a 500% discount in cost.
I'm not going with Mac.
Vajram, are you
how much is it?
$500 offer. It comes with the $1,400 Black Friday sale. Good deal if you ask me. this such kind of what are the core? There's someone dropped a message. Who is that?
Akash dropped the message. He's
What
asking-
are the core areas to or topics to prepare interview with 2 years of experience? So if you are saying you have 2 years of experience, you might have developed 2 years into 3 projects a year, 12 projects. Oh, sorry, 4 projects a year, which is 8 projects. You have completed 8 projects. So you need to talk about projects mainly, and RE framework, studio, orchestrator, and sometimes now they are asking the Blady document understanding as well. So it completely depends.
Vajrang, why you don't like document understanding?
See, why will a junior developer work with document understanding if there is like even if they, see you are not working in the actual environments, right? That's the reason you don't know about this. But current RPA or current document understanding is not capable enough in working with documents. All we are doing is we are doing unattended automation, and if with the document with ABOCR and all, we are getting the data and there is lot of data that is not correct. And sometimes UiPath or businesses starts with that project, and actually after 1 week or 2 weeks they scrap it immediately because they are not getting what they want.
So
Okay.
there is a Google Vision OCR is good, right?
See, not every OCR is 100% correct.
Yeah, so we can't use that also because it's paid, or we need to take some license for that.
Exactly, we need to take some license, and even if we take some license, it's not 100% correct. That's for sure.
Yeah, as compared to others, yeah, it will give
See, the
more.
main intention of asking that question is: are you working with the latest tools, or do you know what are the latest activities, and are you getting upgraded, or are you sticking it only for UiPath and RE framework? That's the
Yes.
intention. Okay.
So I'm sharing my screen actually.
Oh, right. Finally, Mahesh didn't share.
Yeah, he didn't share, so I have prepared myself. So
Okay. So what?
No, I
do
have
you-
shared.
So he's-
Okay,
You
let me
share?
take control.
Sorry.
Wait. Let's continue and let's close this. And if we are not having issues, then we will work. So this is array.
Yeah.
And this is an array. Size of an array is this.
I was doing something.
No, what you have done is correct. Count. Right line. For each you are doing add to collection, sort. So before adding, so here in this method, you need not add or you need not sort it every time.
Okay.
You can add all the items, but you need not sort every time. Second thing is write an if condition. If item not equal of okay, this is not the one. So normally I write this equal to 0 and place a not on the beginning. So if it is not
Is
0,
this a?
so we don't want 0, right?
Yeah.
And then add the collection. If it is not 0, then add to collection.
Okay.
Then sort it. So here what?
But we are not adding 2 arrays. Just I'm adding just to one array in that. I just took one array.
Okay. So let's keep an SN statement.
Okay.
Let's add multiple. So what are the variables that you have initialized? Any list of int32, int32. Okay. List of numbers. Okay. List of numbers equal to what is the first one? First array? str array.
str, yeah, array, yeah.
str array
I should
dot
give a one. Therefore,
to list of dot distinct. I think there is an option called distinct, but let's add to list dot.
if we don't write to list, we can give it distinct, I think. Yeah.
Wait. Is numeric. There is an option to just insert combine. There is an option to merge two lists. That's what I'm checking actually.
Because when I doing this in this Fena, it is not taking, but when I remove this to list and after that this I am putting distinct, it is taking. So I don't know why.
Okay. Dot add, and in this what it gives, list of source item as t source. So I can just give str array 2 dot distinct dot to list Okay, I'm not getting it as to list. So let's go ahead and. So normally we need to do this with link queries.
Yes.
To list. So what is it saying? Cannot be converted to an integer. Okay, merge two lists. Okay. Just a second, I'm also searching.
Yes. Nowadays, a lot of people are using linked query.
Yes, yes, yes. So it says add range. Let's see add range. So add range, collection as an enumerator or source. So we can do this off, and we can give IEnumerable of t source. So we can give let's give an array str. Are we getting an array? Array 2 dot as enumerable. Okay, of int. Let's see. Type int is not defined. Int 32. Okay, we have it, but it's not taking. Let's take this one. I need to have one separate session for enumerables and all for you. End of expression.
What did you say, Vajra? I just missed that.
Just a second, wait.
Yeah.
So there is, okay. So how we can see, there are many multiple properties for items. Let's see. Union dot.
Vajram, this question is in from HackerRank.
No, this is asked to one of my friend. All these questions are asked to one of my friend.
Yeah, because I have logging there in HackerRank. So the same question I'm facing on that. So I just leave that
Okay,
time.
then I will leave it to you. Even I need to find the answers. I haven't tried this, so
Yeah.
give it out a try and see. But
Yes.
one of the source that I found, I will just message you in the chat. Let's go ahead and see the chat. And where's the chat? Cannot chat over here. Okay, great. Yeah, I have.
Can I stop sharing my screen?
Yeah, you can. Okay, I have replied it. How to join two list. Just go ahead and see. Why don't you combine all the projects and then check? Even I need to do it. Let's see who will do the best job.
Yes, let's do this.
Okay.
Fun.
Yeah, it will be fun. Everyone, can we do that by today night? And make all the commits. We are moving out of the time. So I just want to close this session.
Vajram, pull request చేస్తున్నా కదా సో UiPath స్టూడియో నుంచి అవుతుంది సో I don't know why.
So
I did that
UiPath pull request, you can only make a commit, but you cannot pull it from UiPath. You cannot make a pull request.
Yeah. So I'm just committing that in my repo. How can I merge in your repo?
Create a pull request. Go to
so
UiPath.
yeah, first I have to commit in my repo, then after that I can merge it with your.
Correct.
Okay.
Vajram, can we have one session on regex and linking?
Yes, that's what I said, right? We need to have one session on both.
Okay, thank you.
Let's have it. Okay, too many pull requests I have. I will accept all the pull requests. Okay, just get it done. Okay. Changes. Yes. Pull request done. How many of you were able to complete X-Rays projects in Dispatcher and Performer? Just have a hand raise. Akash. Done it. Pallavi completed. Okay. Pallavi and Akash, only 2 members. What about others? Okay, don't wait. See, the code is already available by your friends. Just go ahead and see those codes and ask the questions. Okay, we need to use APIs. So the next session will be on APIs. And we will have one more session with respect to link queries and as well as regex. Okay, so those will be 2 projects. So we will be working on direct 2 projects. So please go ahead and complete the Dispatcher and Performer. Make sure you do it. If you have questions, talk in the call. I think evenings, most of you are not connecting, but try to connect and talk so that you can get all the information.
Yes.
Can we disconnect for today?
Okay.
Tomorrow, do we have class or
I can start a class 3 hours on Saturday, as we did it in last.
Vajrang, it will go up to 1 a.m. for us.
Yes, it will. So you still have 2 more 1 a.m. days if you want. It only takes. Are you okay to work till 1 a.m. on those 2 days or not?
Yeah.
If you work on 2 days, then in the remaining days of your life, you need not work for till 1 a.m. Just remember that.
But tomorrow is not Saturday, right?
Not Saturday. Like for US people, that is Saturday. Or for
No, US people, it's a Friday tomorrow.
exactly. So today it's Friday in India, right? So tomorrow it's Saturday for us.
Okay, tomorrow you are taking 3 hours session?
Yeah, I can take. I don't have any issue.
I'm asking you.
Yeah, I
Actually.
can take. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
You take a call by the evening and tell me tomorrow do you need class or not. Then I'll take.
Okay.
Okay.
I was asking everyone that we can take one session in the evening. Nobody's response today. So
That's fine.
today and yesterday.
Not responding, they are not ready to spend time enough because they might have different work activities and all.
Yes.
So you have the time, so spend it.
They have their, I think, exercises to do.
Yeah. That's fine. Okay. Go ahead. I'm stopping the recording. I'll share it.